The Declaration, How America Broke Free. The Breaking Point, Summer, 1775. Blood already stained colonial soil. Lexington, Concord, Bunker Hill. Farmers fought British regulars. Merchants formed militias. Yet in Philadelphia's Congress Hall, delegates still debated reconciliation. We are British subjects, moderates insisted. We were, radicals replied. The contradiction couldn't hold. They raised armies while swearing loyalty to a king who called them rebels. They fought soldiers while claiming to be subjects. Across the ocean, King George III declared the colonies in open rebellion, hired German mercenaries, authorized naval bombardment of coastal towns. Then a pamphlet changed everything. Common Sense, January 1776. 40 pages. Anonymous author. Common Sense. Within weeks, 100,000 copies flooded the colonies. Tavern keepers read it aloud. Soldiers passed it hand to hand. The words were lightning. A continent cannot be governed by an island. Monarchy is absurd. The time is now. Suddenly, independence seemed possible. Colonial assemblies began authorizing their delegates to vote for separation. By June, Congress could delay no longer. 5 men were chosen to draft a declaration. 17 days, Thomas Jefferson retreated to his lodgings on Market Street. Portable writing desk, stack of books, quill, and ink. For 17 days in suffocating June heat, he wrote. Not a list of complaints, something larger, universal principles. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Rights that came from existence itself, not from kings. Governments that serve people, not the reverse. The radical idea that when rulers became tyrants, people could overthrow them. He listed 27 grievances against King George III, each specific, each damning. Then he presented the draft to Franklin and Adams. Franklin sharpened the language. Adams improved structure. The committee approved. Congress received it June 28th. Then the cutting began. The debate delegates tore through Jefferson's prose. Too harsh, too soft, too philosophical, not practical enough. Southern representatives killed Jefferson's passage condemning slavery. A quarter of the text was slashed. Jefferson sat silent, wounded, watching his work dismembered. But the core survived. The principles held. July 2nd, Congress voted. 12 colonies said yes. New York abstained. Independence declared. July 4th, final approval of the written declaration. No ceremony. Just exhausted men in a stifling room, bitten by horseflies, desperate to escape the heat. They had done something unprecedented. Founded a nation on ideas, not blood or conquest. The reading, July 8th, Philadelphia State House Yard. Colonel Nixon read aloud to gathered crowds, when in the course of human events. When he finished, bells rang, bonfires blazed, the king's coat of arms was torn down and burned. Copies raced outward on horseback. Boston, Charleston, New York. Washington had it read to his army. Soldiers cheered, then melted down a statue of King George for musket balls. The words spread like fire. The signing August 2nd. Formal parchment ready. John Hancock signed first, bold, defiant, large enough for the king to read without spectacles. 56 men eventually added their names. Each signature was treason. If captured, they would hang, their families ruined, property seized. They signed anyway. 9 would die in the war, 5 captured and tortured, 12 lost their homes, but they created something that would outlast them all. The legacy. The war lasted 7 more years. Victory was never certain. The Continental Army nearly dissolved multiple times, but the Declaration gave the revolution legitimacy, a purpose beyond taxes. It attracted foreign allies. It sustained soldiers through starvation. When victory finally came in 1783, an impossible nation existed. The words didn't die with the war. They echoed through the French Revolution, Latin American independence, movements, abolitionist speeches, suffragist demands, civil rights struggles. The document created a standard by which America would forever be judged, a promise the nation would spend centuries struggling to keep. The immortal idea, the original parchment, survives behind glass in Washington. Ink faded, signatures barely visible. But the real Declaration doesn't live on parchment. It lives in the idea that freedom is a birthright, that people can govern themselves, that when government becomes tyranny, revolution becomes duty. From a sweltering room in Philadelphia, through centuries of struggle, across continents and languages, the words still call. We hold these truths to be self-evident. A nation born from an idea powerful enough to challenge empires, an idea still unfinished, still demanding fulfillment, still changing the world.
Extra! Extra! Get your evening paper here. Read all about it.